Coming up, a look at the Courtyard by Marriott Anaheim theme park entrance. Whoa, that's the long title. Courtyard by Marriott Anaheim theme park entrance. Coming up next.
Which is a very weird name.
Yeah. From points across California, you're listening to the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition, episode 542 for the week of January 17th, 2016. The Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, helping you plan the perfect Disneyland vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Tom Bell, and I'm joined by my good friends Nancy Johnson.
Hey!
Mary Jo Willie.
Hello.
Michael Bowling.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
And Tony Spatel.
Hello.
All right, so the new Courtyard, which is right across the street, opened last summer. I think it was aiming at like a July 17th opening, but I don't think it made it. But it's one of a ton of new hotels that are opening in the area. I was looking, and it looks like the Holiday Inn Express that's right behind it is very, very close. I think the new Homewood Suites, or what's the other one that's coming? The Hyatt House is not open yet, but there's like a Hilton or another one that's down by the Toy Story lot, the other side of the Toy Story lot, that is open. So there's just a ton of new things coming. So the Courtyard Anaheim theme park entrance is located at 1420 South Harbor Boulevard, at the corner of Harbor and Manchester. Right across Manchester from the Howard Johnsons, right behind the Mimi's Cafe. And to get to the parks from there, walking would be your best bet. Because I think the nearest art location is at Howard Johnson's. And so by the time you walk from the hotel to Harbor to get the crosswalk and then back down, just walk to the park. It's just easier, especially if you have a stroller and you're trying to fold the stroller and unfold the stroller. Just walk. Now, the Courtyard is not yet, here's a disclaimer, is not yet a Good Neighbor Hotel. That usually takes sometimes instantly, sometimes a couple months. But I have no doubts that this will eventually, in the near future, be a Good Neighbor Hotel. So, I feel comfortable reviewing it at this point, especially since it's fairly new. Parking at the Courtyard is $20 and is valet only.
Ouch.
At least at this point. They had
$20 a night, right?
$20.
I don't see how it's not going to be anything other than valet, because if it's valet now when you were there at not necessarily a peak time, I don't see how it's...
Well, the only thing that I can say is that they had guest elevators, or dad elevators that went to the parking garage that guests could access, and there was a walkway to the parking garage that guests could access.
Oh, so they have a full garage. I was just assuming it was
they
that
have a
lot.
full garage. Yeah, no. Okay. So yeah,
they got to pay for it somehow.
Yeah. So they could be that they're just testing out valet, or they had self and they canceled it or something. But yeah, it's possible that there could be eventually self parking. They do have several spaces out front for guests that are checking in, but then again, if you're valet parking, it doesn't matter. So anyway, for those of you listening on iTunes, if you head to our show notes page at www.dizunplugged.com, there will be some sample pictures of the Courtyard by Marriott. And for those listening on Mixler, you are looking at the same pictures. Shh. All right, so this is a definite family hotel.
Nah, what gave that away?
I know, other than the water park out front, the fact that all of the rooms have bunk beds.
Nice.
Standard options are 2 queen beds or a king bed, and a set of bunk beds. And then your upgrades from there are if you want the fireworks view or partial fireworks view or water park view or things like that. And then the only big upgrade is the 1-bedroom suites, where you have the quote-unquote adult beds in a separate room. So you have your king bed or your 2 queens in a separate room, and then the main living area would have the bunk beds. So I think that's really cool that they have that. So let's talk price. We were there the second Saturday in January. And I booked this, I don't know, maybe a week out, something like that. You know how I am. And we booked the room, 2 queen beds with the bunk beds and it was a AAA discount for $189 a night, for the night. We got upgraded to a water park view, which was kind of cool. So we could see the water park and then Space Mountain right behind it, which is kind of cool. Total with tax and parking was $241. Sorry, choking on that. $241.13 for the night.
So that was out the door.
That was out the door with
Location,
tax, parking.
location.
Thank you. Yes. So
yeah, and sorry,
and actually, $189 is a fairly good rate for. Keep in mind that room sleeps 6.
Because you could get the real Marriott for cheaper than that, and because I looked into staying there too, you could get the Marriott. You could get the real Marriott
for half the price.
Yeah.
Well, and considering if you're using your Marriott points, this is major quantities of Marriott points.
Yeah.
As compared to down the road. Because I know that we've had friends come in and they inquired about this one and they're like, no, we can't even do it.
Yeah.
For points.
All right, so keep in mind this opened back in July, August, whenever it opened, and the rooms are still sparkling.
They're very pretty.
Yeah, the kind of, I don't know, earthy tones maybe. Tans and oranges and a little bit of red in there.
It's interesting that they chose the orange pop with the pillows and the corner banquette with the beach mural on the wall.
Wow, are you doing this or am I?
I know. I just find it an interesting choice of color pop.
Yeah.
All right, so the queen beds had like white linens, red bolster pillows, tan leathery kind of headboard. The banquette, as Nancy said, was bright orange. The bedspreads on the bunk bed, the bedspreads on the bunk beds were tan with like stripes of blue and red and I think a mustard yellow and things like that.
They pretty much
nice
matched
colors.
the rug, right?
They matched the rug,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course kind of a neutral draperies. And then the beautiful full-length wall mural of the beach, which was kind of cool, and I posted that. I think I posted part of that on Twitter when we were there, but it goes right behind all the headboards, and it's very, very cool.
How did you like the banquette?
It was nice. I used it for my laptop, but
wait, banquette? You're talking about the little curvy orange sofa thing.
The sofa seat.
Okay,
yeah.
So because I'm gonna put myself in here because I stay at Courtyards. Like I'm in a Courtyard more than I'm at where I live.
Right.
So I'm actually in one right now. And the newer Courtyards have that little kind of, I'm looking at it right now, the little kind of curvy sofa thing. But they don't have, most of them that I've seen don't have that little round table. So I appreciate that they added that little round table because if you're a family, you could be eating a pizza there or something. Mm-hmm. So that is one thing that I noticed different that yours had that mine currently does not have.
All right, so let me go through the room real quick. You come in, the bathroom, of course, is first on the right. We'll come back to that. Then, of course, you have the 2 queen beds, and then the banquet area that probably fits like 2 adults, 3 kids maybe.
Yeah.
With the table. On the left side, first thing is a big full-size closet. Actually, no. First thing, there was a mirror, then the full-size closet, then a unit that had a microwave and refrigerator with the coffee maker outside, and then, this room's huge, the dresser and a desk. Above the desk was a flat screen on the TV. Then, the bunk beds long ways across the wall. Sliding glass door to the outside, and then the small little baby balcony that overlooked the water park.
You can't even tell it's a balcony until, in one of the pictures you can kind of sort of see, but when you look out in the room, you really can't tell. It just looks like big
Juliet
windows.
balcony or something like that. That's like you barely. I could stand out on the balcony, but I couldn't move over on the balcony.
Nancy, what are those balconies called where you just step on?
Yeah, I believe Juliet balconies.
I think we call them Juliet, right? Romeo and Juliet balconies.
And I've noticed, as I'm looking at it, Tom, and I'm looking at my hallway entrance, it's much larger than a normal, typical courtyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And as you walk in, it actually isn't that much different in size. I think, from when I stayed at the Boardwalk DVC, the tiniest rooms you can get. The little, like, where it's got, like, a kitchen, like, that entrance, that size of entrance is the same as you would get there. So, even though it is, like, you're giving it's a decent price, like, expensive, you're getting the 2 bunk beds.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than a typical courtyard, as I'm looking at mine right now. So, yeah.
And you were talking before the show about the TVs?
Oh, me?
Tony?
Oh, yeah, thank you. I was. So I was at a different Marriott property, but I know this Marriott has them, and they're starting to have smart TVs. And so Andrew and I stayed at actually one in the Garden Grove resort area, and they had Netflix and Hulu, and you could just log into your own account. Which now I'm thinking, why do I need that? But if I've got the kids at home, if we're done with the night and we're coming back to the courtyard or wherever, and I want them to watch one of their, they're 4 years old or 3 years old, and they watch the same 2 episodes over and over again. Well, here I log into Netflix, go to that show, and watch it. So I know that they're starting to push that out. A little tip, you might want to log out, because Andrew and I watched off of Edgar's Netflix account. Whoever Edgar is, thank you. But
he has a weird taste in movies, though.
Yeah, so you can do that. You can log into your Netflix, and I think it was Hulu that I saw. So that's a cool piece.
Any other comments on the main part of the room before we move on to the bathroom?
I like that big desk area.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the one at the Howard Johnson's. How they have those big long counter and desk areas. The whole, dresser going into the desk, going into...
Yeah. I think most of them have some kind of version of that nowadays. The thing that's cool here is that the TV is on the wall and not part of the desk, so you have more desk space.
The other thing I'm noticing, again, as I'm sitting, I know we're just going to keep the drinking game. How many times did Tony say he's in a courtyard room right now? Is like you said, the TV is like, I'm looking at the one right now. I'm really paying attention, though, Tom. That is, it's on the desk, right? So that takes up space. Also, the where when you talk about the fridge and everything, a lot of the newer courtyards, they've been putting a closet as basically an armoire where there's no closet anymore. There's a separate armoire that's built outside that takes up room. And I really like how in this room, the closet is as you come in near the front door. And so it's not wasting space, because I'm thinking if there's a family of 4 in this little room, that's going to cause some issues. So I like that there's all that table space for if you're staying there for a week and you got your Pop-Tarts and stuff like that, and that the closet is out of the way. And even if you don't use the bunk beds, you got a place if you got one kid, you got a place to put your junk on one of the top bunk.
Right.
I have a question about the television. Can you easily view it from the banquettes?
That's a great question.
I don't remember.
Well, it looks like your one photo is taken from the banquet.
No, but I think
it's partially.
But can you move it?
Right, I'm wondering if you can angle the TV.
Is it on a bracket? Is it on a bracket to pull it out and angle it?
Yeah, I don't know. With that bunk bed there, I don't know. I think you can see around the bunk bed. You should be able to.
My guess is it's on a bank. It's on a. Most of the newer hotels, you can move it at some. I'd be surprised if they're going to put bunk beds there without you being able to move the TV towards them.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can see them from the bunk beds, but you can at least see it from the seating area.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the bathroom to end all bathrooms.
Yeah, I have a question about that.
It's quite a mirror.
Let's talk about the wall covering, which was really kind of cool. Kind of what's the color? I don't know, paprika? Let's go with that.
Orange.
It's like it was like a dark red orange with like a leathery texture to it. Really, really cool, and of course, tile everywhere.
Papaya.
As you enter the bathroom, there's double sinks in front of you. Beautiful lighted mirror. To your left was a tub, shower. Really, really cool. And then I'm like, okay, where's the toilet? So to your right, there was another door. You open the door, there was the toilet, and get this, another shower.
Nice.
This one was a walk-in shower for the grown-ups. But of course, the room sleeps 6, so it's kind of nice that there are 2 different showers.
I've never been in a Courtyard with 2 showers, and I've never seen one with 2 sinks. That's like they really did, like you said, make it a family hotel. I'm blown away by it.
It's a family hotel. It is a family hotel.
It's impressive.
It's really, really cool. It was a surprise. So you got like you still have the tub, so the kids can take their baths, but then you have the nice adult shower with the walk-in. It's really, really nice. Amenities were Paul Mitchell, which I think which Marriott's been using, and I checked. There was enough for 2 showers. I was concerned at the beginning.
I was going to ask that too.
Because on the counter itself, there was just one set. I'm like, okay, that's BS. You've got 2 showers and only 1 thing of shampoo. But the tub already had a set on the shelf in the tub, so there were 2 sets of shampoo and conditioner.
You know what's interesting? I'm noticing, Tom, with how family this hotel is I just recently, I think I stayed at a Marriott Suites, which had a separate room for the grown-ups, and then the sofa bed. So Andrew stayed outside in the sofa bed, like in his own main room. So there's this nice area to watch TV and everything. However, there was still only 1 shared bathroom, a la Brady Bunch, where you had the sliding doors. So as much as it was an air quotes a suite, it wasn't. It just happened to have doors closed with windows for the grown-ups. Where this, you have to. I'm just going off for you. The fact that there's 2 separate showers, really makes it legit.
Yeah. All right. So, any other comments on the bathrooms, guys?
I would say that alone ups the price of the room like $30, $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 sinks and 2 showers in a standard room.
Yeah.
Now, is the toilet and other shower accessible from the outside or just from the inside?
Just from the inside. So there's a main door that you can close to the whole bathroom, and then there's an interior door that has the toilet and walk-in shower. So, and again, we will have pictures of this on our show notes page at www.disunplug.com. Moving on, Wi-Fi was free, worked perfectly, but there was also a upgrade available for, I think it was only $5.99 to get the upgrade, so not bad at all. And then, of course, the pièce de résistance, there were plugs and a USB port on the desk where it should be.
Yes.
But then also on the nightstand, there was plugs on the lamp, and there was a clock radio with a lightning plug on it, so you could hook up your iPhone 6 or iPhone 5 onto the clock radio and play music.
Were there any plugs for the bunk beds?
Not that I know of. Also, at the banquette, at the seating area, there was a plug on the wall between the seating area and the closest bed, but it was kind of a stretch to plug in my laptop from there. Yeah. So, not really. I probably shouldn't have been working at the banquette, but working at the banquette, I could look out the window. Let's see. Let's talk about breakfast. Breakfast is not provided. However, there is a restaurant or a counter service place inside the Marriott, inside the Courtyard called the Bistro. Served hot and cold breakfast items and Starbucks. So I'm looking at the menu now.
I was looking at it. That's what most Courtyards have.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're decent. They're not bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cereals, breakfast scramble, French toast, fried eggs, frittata, lots of cool stuff. And there's a huge seating area. There's the counter and you could get it to go, but then there's a huge seating area for people to sit and enjoy their meal. Later on, the bistro served cocktails, beer and wine, and then like bar food, wings, quesadilla, flatbreads, and then a little bit more substantial, they have a turkey BLT or a burger or a personal-sized pizza.
Okay, and I think that's the same, because I was going to ask, I think that's the same menu that most of them have. So I was going to ask you if it was anything different. Yeah. My only thing to let people know when they're getting breakfast there is it's not a quick turnaround, I don't think, usually at most of these places.
No.
I always forgo because I choose to sleep, because there's usually one or two people working. It's not like a full, so just something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah. They also had the market, which is your sundries where you can get snacks or drink, bottled drinks. And then there's it was a huge gift shop in the Courtyard. So
I forgot to ask you, do they still have, I didn't see it in the bathroom, do they still have the hot water tap that they used to be always famous for in Courtyards?
No.
What?
They have not had a water tap since I've been traveling.
Yeah, no.
Wow, that was always my favorite thing about staying in a Courtyard Marriott was they always had an instant hot tap. Along with their sink. And all of them had it for decades.
The 80s are over. All right, so if if the bistro doesn't appeal to you, Mimi's Cafe, Panera, and McDonald's are basically in the parking lot.
That's a great location for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been to Panera yet, Tony?
No, I can't wait.
It's open.
I know, I'm going to go. I mean,
yeah, it's open.
I know, I think my goal is to go to every Panera in the United States, but I have not been to the Disneyland one yet.
Nice.
You need to go to St. Louis and have an original then.
Yeah,
because
I know.
it is the St. Louis Bread Company.
I know.
All right. Drop in the names. All right. All right. So
I'm just saying. I have my original mug.
So now let's talk about the Surfside Water Park. What I liked about this water area is there were a bunch of different areas combined.
It's really cute.
They had a little wading pool, like 1 foot deep wading pool for the kids. There was a hot tub. There was kind of a, dipping pool or regular sized. You could almost do laps in it, but it was probably maybe a sixth of an Olympic sized pool or something like that. It was rectangular like a normal pool, but it was like, a third of the width and half the length or something like that.
Roz, you could do this in 5 strides and get to the end of it.
Yeah, yeah. Then they had a play area that had all kinds of different features. There were fountains. There were like water guns you could squirt.
Oh, fun.
They had things where you could pull the rope and water fell on you.
What's that? What's the one on the left hand side, Tom? That looks like it's a pipe that goes into. It's a reddish water.
It's a red pipe.
Well, the red pipe's on the top, and then it falls down into this
the big
dish
bucket
thing.
No. Oh. What picture are you looking at? Give me a number.
I'm looking at number 1150.
Number 4 on the link you gave you gave the McFlorites.
It's the one with Wes walking.
Oh.
It has the yellow slide in front.
Yeah.
And then the big slides in the back, and then the left, there's just like this pipe. Is that an interactive or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. Over on the left. Yeah.
The pipe goes down and around to the outside, past the small
there's just water.
Water just
Yeah, there's water squirting out all over the place. Of course, the classic bucket dump. Kind of cool though is as it's filling, as it gets close to being full, it starts like dinging, like clanging or something, and so you know when it's going to dump, so you can run over there and get underneath it, or in my case, take a good picture of it. Run after it. Yeah. The water play area also has the small water play area also has a couple 2 or 3 different slides, mini slides for the kids, for the little ones, which is kind of nice that if they're not brave enough to go on the big slides, they can go on these little slides.
I like that they have so many slides. You said 3 small ones, 2 big ones.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the 2 big ones, they're probably, 20 feet tall. I don't know. They're not huge, but they're tall enough. There's one that's a tube and then one that's open air.
One has 3 swirls and one has 2 swirls.
Yeah. The thing is, the wading pool and the regular pool are heated. The water slides and the water features were not, according to my research partner.
Yeah, but children don't feel cold.
No, they don't.
Not when they're having a good time.
Not when they're having a good time.
They don't.
When they're not having a good time, then they feel cold.
Yeah.
Because I see your research partner all over that water.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
water area.
I don't think he went on the slides too many times, but.
Tom, you need to know your research part. Yeah. I'm representing your research partner. We've been under discussions, and it's going to start. He's going to start charging a little bit more for your research. I'm just letting you know. I'm representing him.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, we're gonna.
It's called Great Wolf Lodge. Yes.
Well, that's a guaranteed part of the negotiations. The other things we when we sit at the negotiating table, we'll discuss.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there was tons of seating, lots of lounge chairs, not a lot of shade because this is on the 2nd floor of the hotel.
Oh.
Sitting on top of the parking garage.
Oh, I was trying to figure out from that picture where it was. Interesting.
Yeah. So there are umbrellas around and patio tables, but as far as other shade, not so much.
These are for serious sun seekers.
This is for serious water, yeah.
But I really like how they do have that area in between the jacuzzi, the wading pool, the regular pool, the splash area, so that if there's a family, most of them are going to be families out there, the parents can sit there and keep an eye on the older kids as well as the younger children at the same time.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. And it's all kind of fits together and yeah.
Yeah. There's a definite separation between that splash area and the pools, which makes it really nice too.
Yeah.
And I do like that, like kind of what Mary Jo was saying. You don't have to be right there to see everybody. So you can enjoy your lounging while your kids are playing. But like sometimes like even at like the Disneyland Hotel, if you're in the wrong spot, you won't be able to see your kid.
Yeah.
So
the thing that you want to keep in mind is if you're looking at that picture that Mary Jo was talking about, which is the picture from our balcony. On the upper right, there is a stairway that goes down to the parking lot or to the main level. So, I mean, it's not in the kids' area, but it is there. There's a gate that opens and a stairway that goes downstairs to outside. So you would want to be aware of that as a parent. main entrance.
Oh, keep your kids away from there. Not that not that you're afraid that people are going to come in because they probably need
because
the
you
key.
have to have the key. You have to have the key.
Yeah.
But but you don't want your kids over there climbing down going to McDonald's or something. The water area is open from 10 to 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. It would be nice if it was open a little bit later, a little bit earlier, but that's it. You want to make sure that on your reservation you include everyone in your party, or at the very least when you check in, tell them actually how many people are in your room, because you get wristbands to wear during your stay, so to keep, I guess, the Howard Johnson riffraff out of the water park. I don't know who it is, but sorry. I'm sorry, the Quality Inn and Suites riffraff out of the water park. So yeah, you have like bright wristbands that you have to wear in the water park. We were there; it wasn't that busy, so I'm sure they weren't checking. But on a busy summer day, I'm sure they will be checking that you have a wristband on. And there were no lifeguards other than, I think there was one person up at the top of the water slides. Very cool. It's similar to the one at Howard Johnson's, but the big water slides, they don't have nearly as high of water slides at the Howard Johnson's.
Hey, Tom.
I think they do have. Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but
Probably.
Did you mention that there was a refrigerator and microwave?
A what?
A fridge and a microwave?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
I was just verifying that I wasn't paying attention.
Don't worry.
Okay, I wasn't.
Cool. Okay. Any other comments on the pool area or the Surfside water park?
Looks like fun.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, I should have brought my swimming suit, but I didn't because it was cold. It's January. Other than the pool area, there isn't a lot of like outdoor garden space or anything to speak of. Lobby, however, had tons of different like little seating, different seating areas. There were half walls and like dividers and stuff. There's one area that looked kind of like a library that had a TV in there with playing sports and stuff. There was another area that was toward the front that was more quiet. They had like a business center where they had like 3 different computers set up there. You could use those. They had a really nice fitness center that was up on the second level, just inside from the water park, so you could look out the window into the water area from the fitness center. I liked the lobby, other than I wasn't impressed with the bistro that we had talked about. I would love to see like a bar in there, but that's not who they're catering to. They're catering to families. So,
I have a question about that area.
Yeah.
I see a lot of books. Were those books for sale, or were those books for people to peruse as they sat in the lobby area? They have one about the halos. There's the
I think that was
Disney
just kind of
art, Disney parks.
Yeah, I think those were just to look at and sitting in the lobby.
Do you know if they also had games, board games and such?
I don't remember seeing any.
That'd be a good question, I think, to find out. Bless you.
Yeah, there may have been in that. Let me see. The one area there.
Because it looks like a nice area to get, to gather around and.
Yeah. There were, like I said, there were 2 or 3 different areas where you could sit and just chill in the lobby, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Any other comments about the courtyard?
No, it has a nice size fitness gym.
Yeah, it was really nice. Not that
my first reaction was it looks comparable to the Paradise Pier and a closer walk.
And yeah,
I thought the same thing, Nancy.
And better food options because you have a Mimi's, a McDonald's, and a Panera.
Yep.
It's and you guys are great because that's what I have right here. With the water area, it's a great alternative to the Paradise Pier.
It's definitely going to give the Hojo a run for its money.
Mm-hmm. But Hojo's also,
even though Hojo is cheaper, it's still, because it's so much, and I hate using Tony's word, fresh. It's such a fresher look and a fresher feel to it.
But Hojo is also a little pricier than they should be because of the location in the water park and the popularity.
Yeah.
It just in my opinion.
And I think you're going to have people that I know the name Marriott, where Howard Johnson's isn't a huge company anymore.
And of course this is owned by the same people.
Wait, really?
Yeah, this is owned by the people that own Howard Johnson's.
They just have two different
basically, all those hotels are franchises.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just make one huge... Oh, that's interesting. I'm really interested by that. It's fascinating.
Well, because it's a franchise thing. Yeah. Like we just said, Disney owns a lot more of those little hotels.
No, I understand. Yeah. I'm saying, how many people are going to have a McDonald's and then buy a Burger King franchise and put it right next door? That's what I'm saying. That's not normal.
Build their own competition?
Yeah. That's interesting.
I don't see them as building their own competition because it's in a different price point category.
Yeah.
It's while it is comparable, it is still a half step off.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way I can say it. Yeah. It's not a direct competitor. Because people are expecting Courtyard to be more modern. The Hojo's whole thing is their retro feel.
And people who have the Marriott Rewards card, they can stay here rather than Hojo's.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right. Thank you, folks. Just to wrap this up, like we talked about, this is a higher price point because it's new, because of the location, because of the amenities. But if you have a larger family, if you know you would utilize that water area, that really, really cool water area, like we said, keep in mind this is not a good neighbor hotel yet, but get a hold of your Dreams Unlimited travel agent, put it on the list, have them watch for it. This is a good one. So that is going to do it for this segment of the Diz Unplugged. Be sure to catch all of our other Diz Unplugged podcasts this week. And of course, we will be back again with you next week. Until then, remember, Disneyland is always more magical when it's shared. Thanks for listening.